Hey everyone, let's talk about this.
At first, I pushed the lever forward ever so slightly. And the laboratory grew faint around me.
Temporal vortex, time travel.
Yes, number one, I am talking about time travel. After developing in fiction from the 18th century onwards, time travel has been popularized through such franchises as Terminator and Back to the Future. Star Trek has been using it since the beginning, and especially in the movie Star Trek IV. By the time of Star Trek Voyager, causality paradox, altering history, and even a temporal prime directive had been introduced, and time travel was even required to bring the crew of Voyager back home.
It's going to take you another 16 years to get this ship home.
Enterprise went even further,
You're some kind of a time traveler?
weaving a somewhat chaotic temporal storyline and its attendant advanced technologies into a Star Trek show that was supposed to be set in a more primitive era.
Approximately 900 years from now.
Where am I?
We're 400 years in the future.
However, melding this prequel into the events of series of Trek set further in the future and relying on a convoluted explanation involving aliens such as Xindi and sphere builders who were never heard of before or after did not help with the show's popularity. But for whatever reason, generations of Star Trek writers have become addicted to using time travel as a major driver of their narrative. The reboot of the Star Trek movie franchise was truly disappointing with its alternate timeline and double Spocks. And then we have Discovery, a show that was too outlandish to be accepted within the canon of Star Trek, which, probably out of desperation more than anything else, descended into a giant conspiratorial time travel story. I never followed Discovery closely, but when I heard about the Red Angel and chants of 950 years into the future, all I could do was make a roll the eyes emoji. Although you can't bash them too much, even the mighty Marvel series used this weak and wholly unoriginal concept as a get out of jail card.
Are you talking about a time machine?
No, of course not. No, not a time machine. This is more like yeah.
My problem with time travel is simple. After the initial interest wears off, it suffers from exponentially diminishing returns. The more times it is used within one show, or even across several different shows, the more inane it seems the next time you come across it. New interpretations of the H.G. Wells model were deployed successfully and in an entertaining way in the 1980s with Terminator and Back to the Future. In fact, of these two, I think Back to the Future did it best. The time travel component was compelling because we moved to and fro between familiar settings.
Wednesday, October 21st, 2015. 2015?
And the story was principally about the fortunes of one family. Time travel made it fun. With Terminator, time travel kind of made sense in the first two movies, but after that, it just became a joke. For me, time travel just highlights lack of depth and talent in storytelling. At best, it is pure laziness, and at worst, it is reductive mundanity. Lazy because if you can just go back in time to fix problems, why bother doing things the right way the first time around? Reductive because the addiction to time travel has made Star Trek boring. Star Trek was supposed to be science fiction with an emphasis on the science part. To those who aren't science fiction fans, the fact that every major science fiction series uses time travel makes the whole genre seem unoriginal and repetitive. Don't get me wrong here, time travel can be deployed effectively. Voyager's Year of Hell episodes showed how temporal mechanics can be both interesting to watch and educational.
Temporal incursion is complete. All organisms and man-made objects have been eradicated.
Probe the
And even Star Trek First Contact used the idea well, but time travel has to be used sparingly rather than reflexively. That's all I wanted to say. Thanks so much for listening, everyone. I really hope you enjoyed it. Please leave a like if you liked it, and leave a comment and let me know what you think. See you in the next one.